Hello, everybody. Oh, that intro just kind of cut right off there. Sorry about that. Hello, everybody, and welcome to GameStack Podcast, right here on We Just Love Games Network. I apologize for that bumpy intro there. Yeah, I am your co-host Vendertron. Joining me this evening is, as always, the lovely Shalene. Hello, Shalene.
Hi,
How
how
are
you
you, my dear?
doing? I'm okay. It was kind of a week this week.
Yeah. The intro
Yeah,
is
it
sort
was
of
it
a
was a week.
metaphor for how the week has
Mm-hmm.
gone for
Mm-hmm.
me. So yes,
Indeed.
yeah.
Yeah.
How are
Um,
things? How are things? How you
Things
doing?
are good. Things are good, but I think to kick things off, I don't want to talk to you right now. I want to talk to the people. Because I have a story for them.
Oh, I'm like, what are you doing? We
Yeah.
didn't talk about this
No,
before
I,
the
I
show.
wanted to, I want to talk to the people
Okay,
because
the floor is
this
yours. Go ahead.
this man sent me a message. Was it last night or was it this morning?
Oh, you're talking about the thing.
Yeah, the thing.
Oh my gosh.
He sent me a message with the Grand Theft Auto 6 official trailer. And I freaked out. I was losing my mind. I was like, how did I miss this announcement? I mean, this is
Right?
wild. And
It's
I started
weird.
watching the trailer and it looked really good. It was very exciting. I thought, man, these cars look amazing. This is like something out of a racing game. The graphics are so good. And then a Pepsi truck went by and I got so suspicious. And then
You know, the funny thing is, it's like I was watching it and I'm like, oh, these graphics look really good. And then I was like, oh, that's like actual real life footage. Well, maybe they just incorporated parts for the trailer because like maybe it's one of those cinematic things. And then I was like, oh, there's planes. Okay, yeah, there's planes in GTA 5. I was like, that actually looks like footage from Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I was like, huh.
And at the end of this trailer, which it's like a 3 minute long trailer, and it looked pretty legit. I'm not going to lie. It looked pretty legit. I was very excited. At the very, very end, there was teeny tiny print on the screen that said, like, I hope you liked it, smiley face emoji. And I was like,
Anyways, we're not going to
yeah.
share that because that's just trolly bad internet things. Um,
Yes, somebody got us. Somebody had
yeah,
us in the first half, not going to lie.
it was a petty theft of my innocence. That's what it was. Petty theft auto. So, which is
Yes.
coincidentally also the name of our 147th episode of GameStack Podcast. Welcome to the best little corner of the internet on a Friday evening. If you are just kicking off those boots, getting in the door after work, welcome. Grab yourself a snack and a drink, and pull up a chair. Put us on the TV. You know, put us up on the big screen. If you are listening after the fact, and this show is posted to one of our podcast platforms, thank you for your continued support and listening in as a normal podcast listener would. We love you. Always love your support. Don't forget the show is sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. If you head on over to oakandcrow.com, you can pick up a bag of We Just Love Coffee blend, and $2 from every purchase of that blend goes to the Children's Miracle Network. And also, I don't think we have any new Discordians to talk about this week, but is there anything new to report from the Discord community this week?
I haven't been able to spend as much time in there as I would like to have, but there have been some fantastic updates in Plant Stack.
Yes.
Some Christmas cacti are blooming. Moxie has one that's 100 years old and it has bloomed and it is beautiful and majestic. And just recently, 4 Mile posted a ton of beautiful flowers in her greenhouse.
Yes.
Yes,
And
I'm
this
blown
is
away.
it's not just like a hobby greenhouse, it's a full grown,
It's a commercial
full
greenhouse.
blown commercial greenhouse that she's got.
Yes.
And I actually just got word that her partner put a bid on two other buildings and he won the bid.
Ooh,
So she's going to be expanding
she'll be
next year.
expanding.
Yeah.
That's exciting. I can't wait to see more pictures. I love everything she shares, and I love everything everybody shares in the Plant Stack channel. I
Yeah.
think it's just delightful seeing all the color from around the world. And Then we have people from other hemispheres who post things in what is our winter time
Yeah.
to brighten things up, which is really nice. Um,
If
what
you
else has
haven't
been going on in the Discord?
if you haven't stopped by the Science Channel, Shalene, I recommend that you do so because
Mm.
people have been posting pictures of
Oh, look at
the
that Aurora Borealis.
northern lights that hit Canada this week were quite spectacular.
Wow.
But yeah, how can people join the Discord if they want to get in there, get in on that action?
You can join our Discord by clicking the link here on our Twitch page, twitch.tv/we just love games. That link is live whether or not the show is. So 24 hours a day, twitch.tv/we just love games. Alternately, shoot us a message on social media and we'll get you an invite.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think that's pretty much it for our intros. We do have some news that we're going to talk about tonight. Also, it's new releases, so that's always everybody's favorite. We've got some game stocks to talk about, a new game science segment, what the community is playing, and then we're gonna once again end the show off with our own gameplay from the week. So let's hop into the news with this just in. Well, once again, we are just on the cusp of a new month, and that means new releases. And luckily enough, we actually get to go through the full list of new releases. We're not a half a week into May or a couple of days in where games have already been released. But on the 2nd of May, you can expect Redfall on the Xbox Series X and S and PC, Age of Wonders 4 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S and PC, as well as Showgunners on PC. And then this Super Dungeon Makers on the Switch and PC, we don't have a date for that, Shalene, but I assume it's sometime between May 2nd and May 8th.
Presumably.
There's no date for Super Dungeon Maker.
Yeah, that's let me Google it.
It's okay, it's not a big deal. I'll move on. Darkest
I'm sorry. I should have Googled that earlier. I
Darkest
just didn't pick up on the whole thing there.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Darkest Dungeon 2 on PC on May 8th. Then on May 9th, Peridot on iOS and Android.
May 3rd for
Yes.
Super Dungeon Maker. May
May
3rd.
3rd for Super Dungeon Maker. Yes, IX Monstrum Nox on PS5. I butchered that, but you know how I am with Roman numerals. I think that's 9, right?
Yes.
Yes, 9.
I think it's
That's
pronounced ease.
Ease 9,
I
Monstrum
yeah, I
Nox.
feel like I've heard people on other gaming podcasts say it ease. And
May 9, people. Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle Earth on iOS and Android, May 10th. Then on the 12th, dun dun dun. Wait, how do I do it? Dun 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 dun.
there you go.
The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch.
I'm so excited.
May 16th, we have Humanity on PS4, PS5, PSVR, PSVR 2, and PC. Tin Hearts on May 16th on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S and PC. And then on the 18th, we have the Outlast Trials on PC, Firmament on PC and Mac, I Am Future for Steam Early Access on PC. And then on the 19th, we have Lego 2K Drive on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC. On the 20th, we have Farworld Pioneers, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC. And Inkbound in Steam Early Access on the PC on May 22nd. Miasma Chronicles, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, as well as PC. I'm curious what that is because do you know what miasma is, Shalene?
I have no idea.
So in epidemiological terms, miasma was a term that was coined by scientists in like the 1700s or 1800s, whatever, as like air pollution.
Right.
So when people had gotten sick, they just sort of blamed it on like a miasma.
Okay.
Anyways, that I don't know what miasma is, but I'm so curious because my public health senses are tingly. Oh, it's cool. It's like floating stuff in the air. Let me show you this. Look at this. Yeah, it's like
Oh, interesting.
post-apocalyptic, and then there was like, where was that? See, there's like floating stuff.
So it is used in an epidemiological way,
Yeah,
the
like
word.
floating gunk in the
Yeah, I
air.
see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Anyways, onward. After Us, not The Last of Us, After Us. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on May 23rd. Bread and Fred on PC. This sounds very
Okay,
cute.
so I looked this up and it's a co-op game and you play as two adorable penguins who are bound together by a little rope and it's like an 8-bit style platform. It's more bits than 8, probably 32 of them actually. But it's really really cute. They're little fat
Aww.
penguins and sometimes a rock and it's adorable and I think we should play it. Bread
Bread,
and Fred. I'll
Fred.
be bread.
Oh, I love the face plants that they do when they fall to their death. Oh, and they're like chilly in the snow, and that's cute. I
They're
like it.
cute little
So you're
guys.
like tethered to each other. Yeah, it's cute. Amnesia: The Bunker comes out on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, X Series X and S, and PC on May 23rd. And I should clarify, Bread and Fred on PC on May 23rd. Warhammer 40,000: Bolt Gun comes out PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PC on May 23rd. Then on May 23rd, Farming Simulator 23 on Switch, iOS, and Android? That's odd.
Why is it odd?
Because there's Farm Sim 22, and we had no idea that there was a 23. So
Oh, really?
I wonder if that's Giant. I wonder if that's Giant Software, or if it's like another. Because I mean, unless they have the rights on the name, I don't know. Dino Punk on PC comes
No,
out.
it looks official. It looks official.
Oh, so it's just like a handheld version.
Farming Simulator 23 is on its way to Nintendo Switch and mobile devices. You don't have to wait all that long as the game releases on May 23rd. In a mere 3 months, you can take your new virtual farm anywhere you want. The official successor to Farming Simulator 20 includes plenty of new features, more than 100 authentic vehicles and tools from your favorite manufacturers, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. So this is the
Neato.
newest updated mobile version.
Um, so check that out, May 23rd. Then on the 25th, Dino Punk on PC. Also on the 25th, Do Not Feed the Monkeys, 2099 on Switch and PC. The Lord of the Rings Gollum comes out May 25th. This was much anticipated. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and Xbox One. And I think that you had mentioned, Shalene, that you had no desire in playing this game whatsoever.
None. Yeah, I have no interest.
I might play it, but I need it to be on PC. Then on the 25th, we also have Hello Neighbor: Search and Rescue, PSVR, PSVR 2. Above Snakes on PC as well on the 25th. On the 30th, we have Company of Heroes 3 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S. And then on the PC for May 30th, we have System Shock and also Poly Bridge 3. And then finally, to cap the month off, Candle Night on PC, May 31st. Check it out. You don't want to miss this list, of new releases. I'm having some indigestion.
Looks like Candle Night is a 2.5D platformer, and you play as a knight who has a candle head. Interesting. I wonder if the candle head affects any of your mechanics. Like, can you? Yeah, he appears to be lighting candles with his head, which is interesting. I wonder if the flame burns down. I played a game. It was an indie platformer called Candleman several years ago. And he was a candle and he burned down. And that introduced an aspect of being on a clock at all times, trying to
Right.
get through the levels because he
Right.
could burn out if you took too long. So yeah, this looks pretty cool actually, Candle Night.
There's more. If you don't have the extra dough to throw down on a new video game this month, that's okay. If you are a PlayStation Plus user, you will be able to access some monthly games such as Grid Legends, I have to say this in my Sean Connery voice, Chivalry 2, and
Mhm.
Descenders. These will all be available in the PlayStation Plus members on Tuesday, May 2nd until June 6th. So if you're wondering what Grid Legends is, it is a high-stakes driving experience that combines a thrilling and unpredictable motorsport, incredible race variety, and an immersive narrative that puts you at the heart of the action. Um, and Chivalry 2 on PS4 and PS5. This is the return to the ultimate medieval battlefield, if you don't remember, and it is a multiplayer first-person slasher inspired by the epic medieval movie battles. Players are thrusted into the action of every iconic moment of the era, experience large-scale conflicts in spiraling medieval environments ranging from tournament grounds to full-scale castle sieges. And I'm having flashbacks to what's that movie? Cable Guy.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Cable Guy. You're going down, Red Knight. Red Knight going down, 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 down. And then finally, Descenders on PS4, which is a fast-paced, extreme downhill biking game that is easy to pick up but difficult to master, and it features an in-depth physics system that lets you control every subtle movement of your rider. So check those games out. But wait, there is more. We have new games for gold for May 2023 as well from Xbox Games. You can pick up from May 1st to May 31st Star Wars Racer. And from the 16th to June 15th, How? Hoa? I think it's Hoa. Yeah. Those games both a $15 value that you can get for free through the Xbox Game Store. And then Amazon Prime Gaming is also shedding some free games this month. You can expect to be able to play games. There are 15 free titles to be claimed in May. So let me see here. They will be available to claim every Thursday, and they will include Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3D, Planescape Tournament Enhanced Edition, Last Resort, and Samurai Showdown 4. April's free game titles include Wolfenstein: The New Order, Art of Fighting 3, The Beast Inside Ghost Pilot's Beholder 2, Looking for Aliens, and Magician Lord. But they'll also be offering free in-game loot and content drops for titles such as League of Legends, FIFA 23, Overwatch 2, Lost Ark, New World, and Farm Heroes Saga. So this list is pretty extensive, but I'm just going to quickly zip through it. May 4th, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, as I said. Super Sidekicks, also on the 4th. Samurai Showdown 4, also on the 4th. And then on the 11th, Planescape Tournament, Enhanced Edition, The Lake, Robo Army, and Last Resort. On the 18th, Cardboard Kings and The Almost Gone, as well as 3 Count Bout and Alpha Mission 2. On the 25th, the last few games are released. Leela's Sky Arc, Agatha Knife, King of the Monsters 2, and Kazuna Encounter. So that is quite a bit for Amazon this month. They usually don't release that many. That's it for new releases, Shalene.
That is a ton of new releases.
What have you got for news?
Okay, well, I thought I would just start out with Blind Rage, because that's healthy, that's exactly what I need. So I was just, Joseph Tao, he puts together a lovely email every week and sends us a lot of the notable news stories, so we don't miss anything. We appreciate it a ton. It's great. And I was scrolling through it, seeing what we might want to talk about on the show. And I just like flames on the side of my face. I was so angry. Bethesda.
Why?
Bethesda didn't want Dishonored 3. Arcane wanted to make Dishonored 3 and Bethesda axed it. So they made Deathloop instead. And of course, you guys know, anybody who's been listening for any amount of time knows that I love the Dishonored series. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
and I very much would like Dishonored 3. But according to this GameSpot article by a nice gentleman who works for GameSpot, I'm not even going to
This
attempt
is
that name. I have no
top
idea.
quality reporting, top quality.
Yes. But Arcane's co founder shared that Bethesda was not interested in Dishonored 3. And they told them to work on a small game that maybe had a multiplayer aspect. And so they started working, and what began to shape is Deathloop. And Bethesda said, "No, we don't want Dishonored 3," but they went with Deathloop, and I've heard good things. I'm not bashing Deathloop at all. It is set in the same universe as Dishonored, so I understand.
Are you gonna give it a go, Shalene?
I feel like I should. I don't know that I will, but we'll see.
I mean,
I'm
I feel like if you
I
give it a
just
go, you're just gonna hate it the whole time because it should be Dishonored 3 and it's not.
see exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna go to it grudgingly, like,
Mhm.
oh, this game could be Dishonored 3, but it's not. And I'm not sure I would have it in me to be gracious and appreciate the game for what it is. And Joseph Tao put some commentary after this one. He said, "Well, there's Bethesda showing their intelligence again." So he also wanted Dishonored 3 because
Mhm.
he's a man of taste. Um, yeah. So I was I was upset, and I wanted people to commiserate with, and so I've inflicted my upsetness upon all of you.
And it's
Um,
so it's like never gonna happen.
I would be surprised. I don't think it's ruled out entirely. But I would be surprised if we saw Dishonored 3. I would. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else you got? Next.
Well, Star Wars Jedi Survivor released today, the sequel to the very wonderful and popular Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And the reviews look fantastic from all of the major game journalism outlets.
Mm-hmm.
The press is really pleased with this game. The reviews are very good. GameSpot gave it an 8 out of 10. VGC gave it a 5 out of 5. Game Informer 9.25 out of 10. IGN 9 of 10. Destructoid 9 of 10. PC Games 8 of 10. Just very, very good reviews. And I've heard so many good things about this game already, and it just released today. Um, I really, it looks fantastic. I haven't played it.
You want to play it though, right?
Well, I never finished Fallen Order, so I should finish that before I play this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I played like 10 hours of Fallen Order and then wandered away because that's what I do.
It looks really good.
Yeah. Um it it was very good. Fallen Order, what I played was incredible, and this game looks even better. It looks like an upgrade on everything that Fallen Order did.
Yeah.
Maybe you should hold off if you want to play it on PC.
Really?
Yes, yes. I This was another thing that really surprised me because I had seen these excellent reviews rolling in, and then you actually posted this article showing that on Steam we have mostly negative reviews, and that is there are over 1,000 reviews out. Only 29% of them are positive, and the main reason for the negative reviews is performance issues. CPU
Okay.
issues,
Okay.
inconsistent frame rate, infinite loading, crashes despite having excellent hardware. Um, it doesn't seem to matter if you have a great rig. The game seems to be a bit of a mess on PC. So I would guess that the press outlets most likely reviewed it on console, and the PC port is just
That is a
a bit of a
reasonable.
mess.
That's a reasonable conclusion, Shalene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Now that I've
So
watched Mando, I have the Star Wars bug again.
yes, right.
So I want to like maybe hop into Fallen Order and do that, and then by the time they've worked all the janky out of this one,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be ready to play this one.
I think that sounds like a great plan, Vendor. I absolutely recommend Fallen Order, even though I haven't finished it. It's fun to play. It's a beautiful game.
Mm-hmm.
The story is great. It's good. It's very good. Did you see the commercial for this new one for Jedi Survivor that has Mark Hamill in it?
No.
Yeah, he's like training the actor who plays Cal Kestis in the game.
Is he young and beautiful again, like he was in Mando?
No, he's himself as he exists in reality. But it was pretty funny. It was just very cute. He's training him to be a Jedi, because it was really cute. So
I like it. I think
yeah.
what I really like about what I'm seeing in this gameplay reveal and in first impressions is we're seeing a Star Wars universe from like an inner city metropolis, which is not something that you get to see all that often in the Star Wars genres, at least in my experience. And you watch all the
Yeah, we end up in
movies.
the desert all the time.
You're in the
Yeah.
desert, or you're in this
There's so
complex
many
set,
incredible planets, and we're just always in the desert.
or in space.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine, but like it's cool to see. You look up and it's just buildings as far as the eye can see. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Cyberpunk.
One of the things I enjoyed about Fallen Order is that they do take you to some planets that you're not used to visiting. Some of the cool planets in Star Wars lore are part of the setting of the game. So you get to see more than just Tatooine over and over again.
Yeah. And Tatooine in Mando is renamed to something else, isn't it?
No, Tatooine is a different planet than Navarro.
Or is it Vulcan that's renamed? Wait, I'm thinking of Star Trek Discovery. Never mind. Oh, my worlds are colliding.
We're mixing up our stars.
Yeah, here's the thing. Some people are Star Wars or Star Trek. I am all of the things.
Yes. Same. Big same. Absolutely. I don't know how anyone chooses.
You know what's funny? I realized that my partner is a bit of a Trekkie.
Is he?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm like,
yeah.
I would have pegged you for Star Wars. His sister is Star Wars, but anyways.
Yeah, Archon's not really super into either. He appreciates some of each. So
part of me wonders if the negative reviews on Steam are really just partially a reflection of poor PC performance, but also that Steam reviews are just inherently negative. Are they not?
I feel like that's common.
I feel like the same people who leave Steam reviews are like also a large population of like Redditors that are just like super cynical and miserable all the time.
They're like the same demographic of people who
perhaps
who go on Yelp and leave the bad reviews.
Yelp,
like, oh, yes.
yeah. Interesting. Well, so you're gonna finish Fallen Order and then pick up Survivor when?
I would like to do that eventually. I mean, I make you no promises, but I would like to very much.
Interesting.
Yeah. So this next one, I looked at this and I had to read this headline multiple times because it did not compute for me.
Okay, give it a read and we'll tell you what we think.
The publishers of Magic the Gathering sent Pinkertons to a YouTuber's house to retrieve some cards.
Huh?
Right? In other news, there are still Pinkertons.
Yeah, I was just going to say Pinkertons?
Are we in the 1800s now? Like, I don't... Are they guarding the railroad? I don't understand. Apparently there are still Pinkertons, and there is an upcoming Magic the Gathering expansion, March of the Machine: The Aftermath, which is due to release in May. And Wizards of the Coast found out that a YouTube channel, Old School MTG, had a video where they opened a box of booster packs from March of the Machine: The Aftermath, which was unreleased. And this YouTuber stated that they had purchased these from an acquaintance. So Wizards of the Coast, the publishers, they sent Pinkertons to his house and confiscated the cards. Yeah, it's wild. The presenter, the YouTuber says, I got up and recorded some videos. Right after I got done with the video, dogs started barking because somebody was knocking at the door. I come out and the wife's answering the door, and it was the Pinkertons. I just
Well, okay, so
Oh my gosh.
Pinkertons has been around since like the mid 1800s, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm reading here that they actually rebranded and they're now Securitas,
Oh, really?
but they still operate as Pinkerton Consulting and Investigations,
Oh, that's so interesting.
depending on where they are in the world. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah. So, this poor YouTuber's wife was sobbing because she was scared to death.
Pinkertons in my house. What?
And the presenter, when he was asked, pulled down those videos. And he talked to someone at Wizards of the Coast and told him, yeah, I'll take the videos down.
That's so
And
unusual.
the guy at Wizards of the Coast apologized. I'm going to read another quote from the YouTuber. He was very apologetic about making my wife cry first thing in the morning by sending these heavy duty lawmen to come collect stuff and talk about stolen products and jail time. But they don't believe we stole anything, which we didn't. I don't know if they believe anybody really stole anything or if it was just an accident or whatever, but they wanted the product back so they could try and figure out where the hole was so they could plug the hole.
Okay, so we don't actually know how the guy got the cards. His story is that he just went to the store and bought Magic the
He bought
Gathering
them
cards.
from an acquaintance. So that's what he says. And the story is that somebody sent the wrong cases of cards out to the guy that the YouTuber bought them from. He didn't even know what it was. He didn't know he was selling a product that was unreleased. So
That's crazy.
that's just that freaked me out. That
Okay,
was
so
wild.
like I didn't realize that like Magic the Gathering is such a huge thing. I don't know. I feel like we need Tim here to defend Magic the
I
Gathering.
agree. Yeah, I feel like
Um
we need him to translate for us. I do want to just drop into the chat for a second. We were making those jokes about Pinkertons in the 1800s, and Mr. Rockstark says, Dutch, we got to offload these custom decks and get to Tahiti.
Oh yeah, I need to
I love
hop
our
into
listeners.
Red Dead 2. That's going to be the next movie, we hope. What a cool story though. Okay, so yeah, the guy's pretty much innocent, but whoo, dodged a bullet there.
Perhaps literally.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Like
Speaking
how
of
did they like
bullets,
what these Pinkertons did they have like spurs on
I
and like
assume they were wearing like
tight
dusters
dusters
and
and tight
yeah,
jeans
that's
and holstered
mm-hmm.
guns. Yeah.
I yeah, 6 shooters. I feel like that has to be how they were dressed because Pinkertons.
Like
But
what in the world? I don't know.
yeah, I
All
just
right,
wild,
next. What do you
wild.
got? What's
Speaking
next?
of dodging a bullet, you may be dodging bullets fired from a Steam Deck if you're in the Ukraine. This story,
Okay.
it's a lot. It's a lot. This is a Tom's Hardware article by Mark Tyson. Mark Tyson, that's a different Tyson. Um, so a Steam Deck is being used to control a Ukrainian army machine gun turret.
Wait,
Uh,
what? Wait a minute.
a Steam Deck, yeah. Um, there's a remote controlled machine gun turret that is controlled by the Steam Deck.
All right.
And these images were shared. They show various aspects of the turret design and they show soldiers deploying it for testing in the field. And in one of 7 images, a remote operator is seen clearly holding a Steam Deck with the turret in the background. And the interface appears to be being kept secret for now. The machine gun turret is called Sablia, and it is an automated remote control device, and it may operate with some degree of autonomy. And in addition to manual remote monitoring, aiming, and firing, it can be programmed with the Steam Deck to mark targets, so that the machine gun can be as efficient as possible. It can be remotely operated from up to half a kilometer away, which is nearly 1/3 of a mile for those of us in the United
So you could
States,
have some guy in a ghillie suit
holding a Steam Deck.
holding a Steam Deck.
So, and presumably between military engagements, he could go and like play some Skyrim on his Steam
Well,
Deck,
I mean,
some modded
I hope
Skyrim.
there's like extra battery packs, because like if you lose the war because you forgot to charge your Steam Deck.
Imagine,
Oh.
imagine being in that position because you were playing modded Skyrim on your Steam Deck, you ran the battery down, and now you can't use the turret. I just
Yeah.
I
That's
feel like
that's
that's what would
um
happen to me if I went to war.
that's a really cool innovation in technology, and I'm actually not surprised, or I'm actually surprised, Shalene, that something like this hasn't happened sooner.
Well, we have reported in the past on military equipment being operated by game controllers.
Mm.
In one case, a PS3 gamepad, I think, a DualShock, and also the Xbox One gamepad, I believe. I don't recall which one, but we have had instances of military equipment being run by video game controllers in the past. So the Steam Deck is a natural evolution because it also has the screen that you can operate, and
Right,
it would have
right.
more robust, um, more robust processing software in there. So you could do more complex things with it. So
Yeah. That's crazy. I
it is. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I mean,
we're I mean yeah, I see where you're going. You're saying that the gamification of war is not necessarily a good
yes.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
um
It would be it's not great for the killing of actual human beings to feel like a
I think
video game.
from an ethical and a moral standpoint, I think there's probably some concerns there, right? Because
But on the other hand, though, if you are at war and the Steam Deck is the most efficient, most effective way to control your weapons of war, then you want to employ whatever method you can to protect your own people. So I understand, but also
yeah,
not
I
sure
mean,
how I feel.
yeah, I think that I actually can't comment because I haven't been in a war in a battlefield. Um, but I feel like killing would be easier in a
To
way
do with a game controller than
on
by
on a
holding a
screen,
weapon
because you're not
and
you're technically
mm-hmm.
seeing somebody die through a device. You're not
Yeah,
seeing
I
it with
and
your own eyes, so you're one step removed from reality. But I
at the
like
same time it keeps our operators safer.
yes, yeah, casualties of war have always been
Mm-hmm.
right. So
Mr. Rockstark in chat brings up a really good point as well. He says, I mean, they've been doing that since they came up with drones 20 or 30 years ago. And he says that the desensitization is scary.
yeah, that's
And
exactly it.
that's exactly what we're talking about. It's a difficult conversation. There are pros and cons because that desensitization is absolutely terrifying. It's not I can't imagine that it's good for the men and women that are operating, and but on the other side it does put the operator out of harm's way,
I
which
think it's a cool innovation, but it's a bit scary
mm-hmm.
to see what technology, everyday,
Yes.
normal consumer technology, is capable of being integrated into warfare. The
Yeah.
other thing that it's making me think about is like AI, the uses
Mm.
of AI in warfare. Like, I wonder. Anyways, hmm.
See,
Seem to be having some
that's
static here.
a short trip from that to the Terminator, to living through, the Terminator. I feel like it's we're, if we start employing AI in war, then we're just months from looking for John Connor.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah.
interesting.
So let's talk about something lighter. Okay. How about Metacritic? Um, so Metacritic is looking at changing its moderation because there were some it got review bombed, basically, is what
Uh-oh.
happened. Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores introduces a character who is a lady, and if the right choices and dialogue options are selected, Aloy can smooch this lady.
Goodness.
And some homophobes got real mad about it, and the game was review bombed on Metacritic. So, Fandom, who operates Metacritic, has been trying to address this. The user rating is like at 3.2, which is really terrible. And um, the reviews, most of the negative ones specifically call out the fact that a same-sex romantic interaction is possible. I thought we were moving on to a lighter story, but we're not.
It's okay. We have stocks after this, so it's fine.
So they're working on evolving their processes and tools to introduce stricter moderation. The statement reads as follows: Fandom is a place of belonging for all fans, and we take online trust and safety very seriously across all of our sites, including Metacritic. Metacritic is aware of the abusive and disrespectful reviews of Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores, and we have a moderation system in place to track violations of our terms of use. Our team reviews each and every report of abuse, including but not limited to racist, sexist, homophobic, insults to other users, etc. And if violations occurs, the reviews are removed. We are currently evolving our processes and tools to introduce stricter moderation in the coming months. They have not gone into detail on what these processes will look like, but at least they are making that effort. So,
I still have to get back to Horizon Zero Dawn. Maybe I'm
same.
ready. Maybe I'm ready. Because remember I
Yeah.
was talking about how like I got sucked into the cyberpunk vortex and
Mm-hmm.
just sort of like
Yeah.
dropped Horizon Zero Dawn, like a kid with a toy that just found a better one.
Yes. I don't
Um,
want to play with you anymore.
yeah, yeah. So maybe I have to think about that going back to it.
Well, that's all I have for the news. I'm sorry things were so angry this week,
That's okay
friends.
because we have stocks. As always, these numbers are reported to your earholes as of 4 p.m. closing Eastern Standard Time. Um, and Sony closed out at $2 or sorry, $89.67, down $2.38. Microsoft stock surged this week after an announcement of their earnings. They actually went up $21.50, closing out at $307.26. And I should note that this is over the week period, not just a
Right.
single day. This is in comparison to last Friday. Nintendo closed out at 10.56, up 22 cents. Take Two at 124.29, down 70 cents. Activision closing out at 77.71, down $7.82. Ubisoft up $1.12 at 26.49. EA down $1.83 at 127.28. Tencent closing out at 44.36, up just 26 cents. And these prices are in US dollars. So that is a GameStop. Should have bought Microsoft. Um, Actually, I'm thinking about like getting into more natural resources for like EVs, what they use to make
Oh
EV
yeah,
batteries and stuff. Lithium, cobalt, copper, etc. Yeah.
interesting.
But we have a game science segment that has whittled its way back into the show notes after quite some time. Ta-da! Game science. I have a new article by Anthony Wood written by IGN on City Skylines. Have you ever played City Skylines, Shalene?
I have not played it, but I have watched a number of Twitch streams of City Skylines, so I'm familiar.
So City Skylines. Oh my gosh, audio is playing on this article. City Skylines is a sort of like a simulation-based game where you build cities or skylines. Scientists out of Austria and Germany have turned to the metropolitan management game to shed light on the relationship between personality traits and complex problem solving. So, as part of the study, they asked 242 volunteers with personality disorders such as schizotypal and histrionic and dependent um, personality disorders to play City Skylines to see how these traits affected their performance at the management sim. The overriding goal of Paradox's interactive City Skylines is to grow your settlement from a small town into a thriving megatropolis, but can only be done by ensuring that your city has the correct blend of commercial, industrial, and residential districts, of course, and the adequate infrastructure in place to be able to manage. You also need to balance finances and ensure access to resources and services like electricity, clean water, and sanitation, as well as public transport. Mistakes in planning, of course, can lead to a different cascade of issues, fires, criminality or rampant behavior, dilapidation, entire industrial districts being left abandoned, that kind of thing. And this sort of complex digital playground got the researchers' interest because they wanted to use it to examine these personality traits, which they felt were strongly associated with complex problem-solving capabilities. So each of the study participants were given an introduction to the game and presented with an identical digital city of 2,600 residents with 50,000 in currency to spend and a satisfaction level of 90%. They were given about 120 minutes to grow their cities to a population of 5,000 residents and keep the satisfaction levels at least 75%, making sure that the bank balance also remained positive. Volunteers would fail the task if the population dropped below 1,000 or the time elapsed and if the city fell into debt. The researchers discovered that participants with higher expressions of schizotypical, depressive, and histrionic personality traits performed poorly at the task compared to others. Dependent and paranoid traits also seem to have a negative effect on task performance, albeit to a lesser extent. The findings are not, as black and white as you may think, though. The study also notes that individuals exhibiting high levels of usually negative personality traits could still perform well if they had higher levels of resiliency, action-oriented backgrounds, and motivation for creative thinking.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, so this is really cool. And, I think that this kind of study is really useful, I think, for providing new insight into human cognition, problem solving, and critical thinking skills, and how mental health plays a role in that. And I think that, there's a whole treasure trove of video games that require complex critical thinking
Yes.
that are readily available to researchers. And I would like to see more studies like this. If you're interested in checking out the study, you can you can find it on the Frontiers of Psychology journal, and read it in greater detail there. So That
That's
is
interesting.
our game science segment. Do we have any mail?
No.
Okay, we have no mail, but I kind of want to play the bumper just because I like it.
You've got mail.
Ooh, feels so good.
Liar!
Yeah.
If you would like to
Yes,
make
thank you.
the bumper not a liar, you can visit our Discord server. We told you earlier how to join that. And just pop on over to the GameStack channel and give us a message there that we can read on the show. Questions, lemonade recipes, whatever your little heart desires. Alternately, you can send us an email at info@wejustlovegames.com, info@wejustlovegames.com.
Next up, let's find out what the community is playing.
I love this segment.
As always, if you have screenshots and stories, post them in our Discord and we will talk about them on the next episode of GameStack Podcast. But this screenshot comes from yours truly. And this is me on my farm in Farm Sim 22 in Edgewater, Saskatchewan.
Are
And
you a beekeeper?
I am on my riding mower in my bee costume.
Oh, that's amazing.
Isn't that great? I discovered outfits. So now
Tell
I'm
me what's behind you.
literally doing everything in a bee costume. Behind me is my beehive.
Oh, great.
So that's my beehive, and it's on the edge of a field, and the field is canola. So the bees will pollinate and increase the crop yield and stuff.
I love it.
Next image comes to us from
This
Frankie.
is lovely.
Frankie. She says, I finally caught up on the podcast and I've been trying to find the time to build a WJLG podcast studio in Elder Scrolls Online.
Yay, Frankie!
I love a good housing project and had such fun building this and trying to incorporate some aspects of your online personalities and loves. It's in the Sisters of the Sands apartment, PCEU, and should be open to visitors if you know my username. Same everywhere. So, and the first image, she says, as you enter the door of the small apartment, you're welcomed into the nerve center of WJLG. And explain this, Shalene, because it's absolutely fantastic.
Okay, this is an amazing, beautifully appointed office. We've got dual desks. There's just like an amazing ship's wheel and some ship combat art on the wall. This is amazing. It's so beautiful. Oh, there's some irises in the background and a window box. Lovely.
The next image, she says,
this is so charming.
She said, this is on Shalene's side of the room. There is a cozy reading area, tea supplies, and a hefty PC.
I love it.
I like how the PC is like a mirror. Like the monitor is like a mirror that she has just sort of set up there. That's cute.
And look at the chandelier is like a flower. It's just beautiful.
And she also provides oh wait, that's not the right image. Oh, there's another one here somewhere. Oh, I think I uploaded the same image twice, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So this next one, she says, walk around the other side of the desk. Please note the machine in the center of the room that spools. And I'm just going to like quickly drag this over so you can see it because you need to see it. This one here. Yeah, not that one. Look at it.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
Because you need to look at your hefty computer. It's
look
like
at
steampunk.
My desk. Oh my gosh. That's what my real PC case looks like almost. That is amazing.
Yeah. Let's go back here.
Frankie did an amazing job.
Then she says, yeah, you walk around to the other side of the desk. And then
So is this your side with the ships?
So she said, and here's Vendertron's den of coffee and maritime fun, complete with a soundboard. I don't know where the maritime fun comes into play. Do I have?
Sea of Thieves. You're the Sea of Thieves guy.
Oh, Sea of Thieves. Duh.
Yeah.
It's actually like incredibly accurate. Yeah, because like I have my little touchpad here, here on my right side that I control everything in my mixer.
And there's your coffee station.
And the coffee is right there. It's beautiful. I love it. And here's another shot. She says, squeezing past to look towards the door. What do we find? A corner for Rick. And And when he visits to be a guest on the show, I think this might be out of order. This might still be my coffee station. So let me just
Yeah, I think it is.
flick to the next one.
Yeah, here's like a little workbench for Rick to do projects and stuff.
Yeah. This is classic Rick because it's
And
like,
is that a Victrola?
yes, yeah.
Records for Rick? Oh my gosh, Frankie, you're killing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the last one she posts is a close up of the
The
player.
record player.
So good.
That's brilliant. That's really good.
So keep these images coming. If you want to make a game WJLG GameStack Studio for us, send us the pictures and we'll talk about it on the show.
Yeah, Taz started this, and
Yeah.
I would love if others would continue to contribute. It's fun.
Speak of the devil, Taz posted this one. He said, while feeding cows on the Farm Sim server, Vendor and Raven have a cow contemplating whether or not to walk out the open gate. And it's a truck. It's a truck sitting at the gate. The gate is open and there's a cow, and the cow is just looking at the gate like,
He's deciding if today is the day.
She's like, should I do it? I don't know.
Yes.
It's brilliant. And our final submission for the week is from RTZ13, and he says the Baldur's Gate 2 party is progressing well, traveling to more and more fantastical places. Unfortunately, we are a bit naive, and we have been misled by some treacherous people, worst being when it was a member of our own party. Anyway, his credits are rolling now.
That's great.
Also, new games available on GameStack Marketplace.
Mm-hmm. There is a big list. So if you are a PC gamer and would like to play something new for free, RTZ has offered up a selection of games that he has codes for in the GameStack Marketplace channel. So go check that out.
That's pretty much what the community is playing, but what have you been up to, Shalene?
Well, let's see. I believe I discussed last week that I'm just kind of done with Fallout 76 for a while. I need a break. And yesterday I found out that it was a double score weekend. And I always get really excited about double score weekend. And the Mothman event is going on. And I was like, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go home. I'm going to do the homework. I'm going to do the Mothman event. But then I spent about 30 minutes listening to a podcast about The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. They were talking to a gentleman who had a chance to play the game. And I got really excited about Zelda. And I wanted to play Zelda. And of course, I don't have it yet. So I came home and played the Zelda I do have, Breath of the Wild. And yeah, it was really fun. I just picked up my old save. I hadn't touched the game since 2019, according to the timestamp on the save. And I immediately wandered right into the final boss fight with Calamity Ganon. Just accidentally just walked into the room with the boss fight. That was the first thing I did. And I was like, no, this is not what I want. What I wanted was to just go around and see if I could find some Koroks that I hadn't found before, and maybe see
gems.
if there were some side quests I hadn't done yet. So I had a small panic attack and reloaded the save, and almost died swimming the moat trying to get out of the castle because I forgot how to use the glider. I didn't know what any of the buttons did, and the Nintendo Pro controller is just a slightly different shape than the other controllers I'm used to using. So I forgot how to use the glider, and I fell into the moat. And I was like swimming in the moat, trying to get to the shore, and I almost died, but I didn't die. And I had many adventures just trying to figure out how to be alive and exist as a little elf man in Hyrule.
It's kind of nice though, because it's like when you're getting ready to watch a new season of your favorite show, you rewatch all the old seasons in preparation. So you're like playing Breath of the Wild in preparation for.
Yes, and I found that there were some DLC side quests that I'd never done, and of course I've only found about 120 of the 900 Korok seeds. in the game, which is just child's numbers, just rookie
Yeah,
numbers.
I mean, what happened to your completionist side?
I never, it didn't trigger for this
That's
game. Did
that's.
not trigger for this
Oh,
game.
really? Hmm.
And I had completed every shrine that I had discovered, which I was surprised by. I thought that I had some uncompleted shrines to do, but there are some shrines I had not discovered. So I last night wandered around. I found some Koroks. I solved a couple of puzzles, and my inventory was full because this was my old save, and I'm a hoarder. So I spent some time trying to figure out what I was willing to let go of, and the answer was none of it. So I decided to just use my weapons until they broke and made a space in my inventory. And I found a shrine that I hadn't found before, and I was just trying to work out how to solve the shrine. And it was bedtime, and it was a school night, so
Damn.
I went to bed. But it was really nice. I haven't been in the video gamist of moods for the last
Same.
little while,
Same.
and it felt really good to think during my day, I want to play this particular game, to anticipate that, to come home, play the game. It's just as fun as I expected it to be. And I feel good, and I don't want to stop playing and go to bed. And I'm going to do it again today. And it felt really good.
Hmm.
So I enjoyed Breath of the Wild, and my excitement level for Tears of the Kingdom is very large. In our Discord, a couple of people have posted, it may have just been one person actually, posted a photo of the OLED Switch, the special edition Zelda one. Yeah, it was Moxie.
Oh, they've
She
got
got her
it.
special edition Zelda one,
Oh
and it
my
looks so
gosh.
pretty. And I'm actually getting one of these. My birthday's in May, and my mother ordered me one for my birthday. So I'm really excited to get that, and I'm excited to play the game, and everything's going to be wonderful. I'm very excited. One of my coworkers is a big Zelda fan, and he's like, "So, are we getting the flu on the 12th? Are we both sick?" And
I
that's
was I
really
was
all of the
talking about
gaming I've
that.
done.
I was
Yeah.
talking about that to somebody the other day. I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh yeah, my friend is going to mysteriously come down with typhoid at the first week of May for some yeah, I haven't really been in the mood either for gaming. I've really been immersed in rewatching X-Files because I never realized that there's actually 11 seasons.
Yeah.
The last
I've been
time,
doing a rewatch of X-Files that I started back when we were with the other network. It's taken me that long because I just don't watch much TV.
yeah, and
And
there's like so many episodes per
I'm
season.
finally on season 9.
Are you? Okay, I'm on
Mm-hmm.
season 7 right now. And like I remember only watching to like season 7. No,
I don't think I've watched these season 9
I
episodes.
think I watched like the Agent Doggett days.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
Yeah, I didn't
really
remember
when it
Agent Doggett at all. I was like, why is the Terminator in
it's weird.
this
There is
show?
there is a there is I think like the last season or the last 2 seasons is Mulder and Scully again. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
because they're back, right? And
Yes.
they're
And of course,
old.
Gillian,
It's
well,
yeah.
only one of them is old. Gillian Anderson is beautiful. She is
She's timeless.
one of the
Yes.
most beautiful Hollywood faces that anyways. So I've been watching X-Files. I'm super excited to start watching Marvelous Mrs. Maisel season 5 is out, so I naturally have to rewatch the whole series. But I have been intermittently jumping in and out of Farm Sim because you got to tend your crops and you got to feed your chickens and you got to do all these things. So we've
You
actually
don't want to lose your bees.
we've stepped. Yeah, I know. like um, we've actually stepped up our the complexity of our server a little bit. So I've bought a biogas plant and I'm now using grass clippings to turn into silage and turning the silage into digestate. And digestate, if you don't know what digestate is, it's basically a biofermented type of fertilizer that can be used to naturally fertilize your fields. And so it saves a lot of money.
That's
So
great.
it's really great because a bunch of us on the server can actually access that digestate and use it as free fertilizer without having to pay. So it's kind of like a community driven effort. People are helping me cut the ditches, cut the grass, to be able to keep the biogas plant full of silage
I love
and
it.
churning out silage or digestate. Um, yeah, Janice is doing good. She's got a new job. Ever since I ran over Gladys with the mower, you know,
Oh,
Gladys was our town clerk, and I took her out with the John Deere commercial mower. So now
clerk.
Janice is in in her role. So yes, we make up all these stories. Um, yeah, so I've got a poop plant. It's a new year on Edgewater. We've made it through the winter, which was terrible, as winter always is. And we're starting to get our crops in, and all of us are working diligently to fertilize and spray and get seed down. We've added a new element called crop rotation, which is actually like a real thing. So it's bad to practice monoculture, which is basically like planting the same thing year over year on the same field, because it just
Hmm.
depletes the soil of essential
It does,
nutrients.
yeah.
So what you have to do sometimes is you've got to rotate your crops. And there's certain crops that you can put in after the crops that you had before, and other things that you can't. And so it adds an element of complexity to the game that I think we're all going to enjoy. I did buy more land from Leroy Wilson. He owns the whole town. Um, but I bought some land and he gave me a 25% discount. So that's nice.
Hmm.
Lentils. We're growing lentils. I'm growing more sunflowers and canola again. I've got to spray for weeds and do some more fertilizing. But yeah, I did a few hauls in American Truck Simulator now that 1.47 is out in full swing. And it's pretty good, but nothing really substantial. I haven't, like I said, I've been mostly just binge watching TV series. So
Right, yeah.
yeah, but I am hoping to, I am thinking about getting back into a single player game right away here. And I think maybe Horizon Zero Dawn might be a good reason to hop back into it. So anyways, that is pretty much a show, everyone. Don't forget, we are sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. If you head on over to oakandcrow.com, you can pick up a bag of We Just Love Coffee Blend, and $2 from every bag goes to the Children's Miracle Network. You can send us some mail. We love to get mail from you in the Mail Stack channel in the Discord, or alternatively, you can send us an email at info@wejustlovegames.com. Find us on Twitter. We Just Love Games, Shalene at Shalene L, myself at Vendertron N. We're also on Facebook.com/We Just Love Games, Facebook.com/group/We Just Love Games. And if you scroll down below, if you're listening live, you can connect into the Discord community right here from our Twitch page, twitch.tv/We Just Love Games, which coincidentally is also where we live record every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you miss the show live, that's okay. You can always find it on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, any other podcast platform you can think of. We love to hear reviews and we love to get your support. So please like, subscribe, and review the show when you listen to an episode. That's pretty much a show. I want to thank you all. We want to thank you all for listening. And I'm going to hand the mic over to Shalene for last words.
Try, my friends, to stay out of the watchful eye of the Pinkertons. They never sleep.